It's a great ability against Bristleback. Even if Arteezy chooses to go for a BKB later, the puck can actually get an axe, and then it's a 4.5 second lockdown where Arteezy is stuck in an area. And if there's one thing you don't want to be with Bristle, it's immobile.
All right, well, let's go over the lineup, shall we? So for IG, we have Lua playing the offlane Phoenix, Chuan, as we talked about on the IO, Burning on that beastly-looking Chaos Knight, Ferrari's going to be playing the mid-puck, and Faith on the support Witch Doctor.
Interesting to see a Mango on the Wisp, by the way. That's
Mango.
That's cool.
That's one of the first things I thought of when the Mango came out, because I like playing Wisp. I'm like, ooh, I can instantly inject mana into my
And it's a lot of mana, too.
You know, it's kind of like a cheap Soul Ring, I guess, in that sense. But hey, for certain heroes that want that quick burst of mana, that could be
sick
pretty
for Chaos Knight. It's actually really good.
He really needs.
All right,
he was one of the first people I thought of, by the way, for a Coddle pairing because of that low cooldown on the stun. Plus, he's just a hero that needs mana. That could be very awesome. But yeah.
For Secret, we got Puppy on the Chen, big surprise. We'll be in the Radiant Jungle. Zai will be playing Darkseer, no surprises either. Arteezy on the Bristleback, that was the question mark in the start, who's going to be playing that. Looks like it will be safe lane. S4, mid lane on Storm, and then finally Rubik on arguably his most renowned hero.
Rubik on his most renowned hero.
No, see, he's so good at the hero, Rubik plays Kuro. That's the thing.
I agree.
Wait,
I can't
did I say something
Yeah,
weird?
yeah, you said it wrong.
You always do.
I was going to let you go, but he called you out. That's how you guys
I always go.
Yeah, of course.
That's good.
Yeah, most casters would just let it go.
This
Don't
guy's
even
a
mention it. I put it all out there. You know, at least I'm honest, Synderen.
I'm with you on that. You know, we have Synderen here, so if there's any chance that we can go, you were wrong.
Yeah, get wrecked, bro.
Get out.
All right, so we have a few wards up, and mid lane Arteezy actually against the puck. What do you think about this matchup?
What's the base damage of Bristle again? So Puck's got a wand actually already, so they were expecting this. Interesting. There's a 4 damage discrepancy for the Bristleback, so I want to say this is a Puck-favored lane, especially starting out with a magic wand. Therefore, Ferrari is going to put him in a great position. Maybe they didn't figure it out. Maybe he wanted the wand against the Storm as well for the Remnants, but regardless, this is going to be a nice lane for Ferrari. I think he will be taking pretty good control of that. And I guess the reasoning for Secret here is they want to shut down the Phoenix a bit more by safe laning the Storm. Either that, or they were afraid of the rotations early on, ganking off Storm a couple of times. But this lane is not going to be easy for Arteezy.
I haven't seen Arteezy mid in a while. How often do they put him mid these days?
Usually when he gets Shadow Fiend, right? I think they put him mid if they go down that road.
Yeah.
But he's played that in the safe lane as well, I believe.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's the good thing about S4 and Arteezy. They can kind of switch roles to some degree at least. Like maybe S4 not so much, but he usually plays, if he's going to play the carry role, it's usually like a tanky initiating type. But he will be playing the Storm Spirit this time. I'm going to push out Luo. Telekinesis on top of him. He still has his dive up, so he'll live to see another day. But it's going to be a tough lane for him. He is level 2 though.
I'm curious to see if S4 will get a point in Electric Vortex, which we generally don't see Storm Spirits do nowadays, since it slows both you and the target down. But for this kind of lane, it can put so much pressure on the Phoenix getting Vortex that the Phoenix has to use Icarus Dive, and then if you lift him mid-air, that's a kill. You saw right there, the only way Secret really pressure him is by lifting him in the first place, and then he can just jump out.
Why don't they get Electric Vortex? You said because it's always slowed. Like,
yeah, it has. I think people just realize that as far as skill build goes on level 6, you don't really want a Vortex unless you have heroes that synergize very well that synergize very well with the lockdown. Storm simply deals more damage as a hero by not skilling that ability, which is, I guess it's kind of counterintuitive since it is a stun. You would think, oh, I hold them in place longer, I could get more hits off, but the extra point in Overload is actually more valuable.
And you got to remember, Storm Spirit's base move speed was turned down a little bit.
5, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard there was a big impact for mid lane Storms who like to adventure off and try to go for the runes.
And Blitz did cry that night.
Good.
For those wondering. Well, mid lane so far, Arteezy's doing pretty decent, 15-3 versus the 14-0 Puck, so pretty even overall.
Yeah, he's doing better than I thought he would. Now that he picks up on some levels, this is when Puck can't really challenge him anymore. Puck needs to win this lane very early, and he drained all Arteezy's regen. I mean, he had 4 tangos and a salve, and all of it got burnt within like 2 minutes. But now that Arteezy has 2 points in Bristleback, it's going to be difficult for Ferrari to put out any sort of significant harassment.
Oh, Lua level 2.5. What level is Zai at the opposing offlane? Level 1, so...
He is in Strux
How's
City.
the jungling Darkseer these days? If he
It's
has to
better than
venture.
it used to be, right? With the new Iron Shell, I would assume if you like triple stack camps and you can have 3 Iron Shells instead of 2, it should be easier. The problem for Secret is they want Puppy to have access to the jungle. He could stack the hard camp for Zai and farm everything else, but unless it makes sense in his rotation, he's going to be sacrificing part of his own farm for that. And as far as Secret's game plan goes, I think it's, well, okay, maybe that is what they're doing. He stacked that one twice. They have this is going to be a triple on the big camp. I think they'll let either they will take the Wild Wing and farm it together, or he's going to let Zai have it alone. But it is important.
Faith picking up that Invis rune. Arteezy. Who got that rune bottom?
Arteezy got a bounty. He used it instantly.
Oh, okay. Venturing back to mid lane, where he's doing just fine. Of course, there is an Invis Witch Doctor that he knows about, so he's probably going to play a little bit more passive. Although, I don't know how much kill potential the Puck and Witch Doctor would have against a Bristleback, especially considering the Witch Doctor's only level 2. He's going to take an Illusory Orb. Faith coming in to perhaps try to get a stun. Needs a second bounce. Not going to get it. Maledict applied. Arteezy running the opposite way. Is he going to get out? Bottling up. And there's nobody really even close. He's just going to TP out to safety.
Is under attack.
With that golden compendium teleportation.
I think IG couldn't really go for that kill because I think Ferrari already had 2 or 3 stacks on himself of quills, so he was forced to use his wand to even stay alive, and then didn't really want to pursue that too hard, especially after Bristleback took the turn he did and had his back toward them. So nice heads up play from Arteezy, not getting ganked out there and getting back. They do of course pressure him a little bit, but that's not really
dive is down. They might be able to get this first blood. A couple more right clicks will do it. In fact, the Fade Bolt for Kuroki ensures first blood for himself, and Secret's on the board.
If he wants to buy that.
Radiant's bottom
After they,
tower is under attack.
Got
That's
reduced in
true.
cost. That's actually one of the items that got buffed the most in this patch, and we have talked about it on occasion, but it's a really significant buff. 100 gold
Radiant's
less
bottom
on an
tower
item
is
like that,
under
in
attack.
addition to not even costing mana to cast anymore, is really important.
Isn't that for Guardian Greaves? No mana cost, or is that for Arcane?
It's hardly boost too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
The Guardian Greaves do remove the mana cost for the mech or the heal.
That's right.
So that's where they are.
Is Arteezy going to be picking up a mech this game? Is that the plan?
I think they put it on Chen. Well, they could put it on Bristle too, and Chen could go for. But the question, like, what else would they get on the Chen? I think it's better to get the mech on Chen, and then it's possible Arteezy. There's an item on Bristle right now that's really good, which is the new the Solar Crest.
Yeah.
Is a very nice item. 30% evasion against Chaos Knight could be very good this game. Of course, can also use it aggressively for a -10 armor, which synergizes incredibly well with both the
Radiant's top tower
Bristleback
is
quills
under
as well as his
attack.
own attack damage. Could be seeing him grabbing that item here. He can, of course, like you said, go for the mech. It's a very good tank item for Bristle as well, but
Radiant's
I'm
top
just trying to
tower
imagine
is
what
under attack.
that would benefit Chen, like what he would get instead. I guess they could get an axe on Chen faster, maybe a Vlad's, but I would say the mech Chen is most likely.
Well, Kuroki's attempting to defend this lane. It's already half HP, this top tower. Luo's here to ensure that it will go down. Burning did get the proc, the extra proc of the
Radiant's
illusions
top
from
tower
Phantasm,
is
so
under attack.
as a result, doing a hell of a lot more damage. Looking
Radiant
for the denied
structures are
attempt.
fortified.
Fortification is popped by Secret. Zai getting an iron shell off, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to do this already. Gonna get the tower. Zai in the meantime getting stunned by the Chaos Bolt along with the Fire Spirits. Double kill for Arteezy right off the bat on the 2 supports, and Chaos Knight drops as a result as well. Luo on the run, dive is down, another quill spray might be enough to take it on. That is 4 kills in the blink of an eye for Secret, and it's a 5-0 advantage just like that. All they lose is the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they waited that out very nicely. I'm not sure if Phantasm actually expired or if his illusions had just died to the tower, but
Yeah, they were pretty low.
yeah, these Chaos Knight illusions are not that strong yet, so Rubik with the Fate Bolt can do a lot, and of course the Storm Spirit with just 1 Remnant dealing a lot of damage as well.
Are fortified.
Yeah, really good rotation here from Secret. 4 kills, like you said, and probably getting a tower of their own, so taking advantage of IG really showing their hand there for a long time
Is
and
under attack.
managing to get themselves a very good trade.
TP by Puck.
Radiant's middle
Throws out the
tower
illusory
is under
orb.
attack.
He's actually in trouble now.
He gets slowed by the viscous nasal goo. Has to pop his ult just for Arteezy. Faith and company are here to assist. Arteezy gets stunned twice, but it's only a 1 second, and Faith's gonna take a ton of damage and will drop as a result. S4 helping take him out. So 6-0 for Secret in this very early stage, just completely dominating right now.
They're reading this game so well. I felt like they already anticipated what was going to be happening in that top lane. They made the call to rotate. It felt like at the drop of a hat, Arteezy was there from the mid lane, and S4 also engaging. And already you could just feel Secret trying to take advantage of their power. They move right into the jungle while they feel like they have the upper hand in any sort of fight. They know Coil's down, they know there's a lot of cooldowns on the side of IG, and they're not level 6 yet for some of their supports, so why don't we go ahead and just take away anything they've built up in their jungle.
A big part of Secret's success so far in this game is the difference in levels on the supports. If you check out Ruben currently level 6 to the 3 of Witch Doctor and 4 of Wisp, a massive lead for Kuro. And IG's lineup, this is one thing we didn't really talk so much about. I was very focused on the mid-game part of things, but if their early game laning stage doesn't go well, you have a Witch Doctor, you have a Wisp, who are, let's be honest, pretty weak until level 6. They can't really do so much, especially the Wisp when they didn't get to use the Chaos Knight to find any kills, and Luo getting shut down in the Phoenix in the offlanes. Well, IG actually don't have the tools they need to fight. I think if they try to fight again before they have Supernova, or maybe even the Death Ward, they're just going to lose almost no matter what.
We have a smoke by Secret, wanting to continue this pressure. Ferrari breath of the damage here. Telekinesis, Illusory Orb. He's going to phase shift, silence out, but it might be too much damage. A nice stun from Faith. Going to keep everybody at bay, but he might die as a result of this, and it looks like that's definitely going to be the case. There's a double TP coil used again on one hero. It's Arteezy, the tankiest of the bunch. He's going to take the Chaos Bolt. 4-second stun. Finally, IG gets a kill. And here comes Luo with a nice dive, but not much follow-up. In fact, the follow-up will come from S4, who just drops him. 8-1 advantage for Secret. They're going to look for this tier 1 tower mid.
Wait, what did Luo die to?
S4 is just old. I think it's just S4 is
When he jumped in, he was already dead. I think Toby just killed him with 2 tornadoes. Oh my lord, they're getting rolled. Easy kills once again here for Team Secret. And you're right, by the way. Very impressive. Arteezy's getting the mech. You got lucky this time.
Man, that's good. Competitive insight right here.
I don't think we're going to be seeing Secret let up.
Kuro dove all that way to try to kill the Wisp and didn't manage.
Was it worth it? Doesn't look like it.
I'm not even going to blame Whippers for not catching that on camera, because who does that, right? Who goes for the kill? That was really far in.
Shout out to Weapons being our off,
because we've seen Kuro making these kind of plays from time to time, where he goes for those really deep dives on a support minute 10, and is quite often successful with it. But it's one of those high risk, high reward kind of plays, and does come out on the
We talked about this a bit. IG's lineup, like Witch Doctor, pretty good against Chen because of the cask having a longer duration on creeps. Phoenix, they don't really have a great way to cancel the egg. But the fact that he's not even 6 yet. I mean, that's the major problem right now, is the levels for these supports and offlane.
And it's the trade-off IG got was, we were talking about Zai's Darkseer being very low level. That's the only trade they got. They kept the tri-lane top the whole time, when maybe they could have benefited a lot from putting either the Witch Doctor or the Wisp bottom to help Luo. As speaking of Witch Doctor, he is mega dead.
Well, Phoenix did get his level 6 though, so we'll see how that comes into play here. Probably gonna try to get a little bit more farm in the mid lane. Currently at 2,100 gold, only
It's gonna be Blink here.
150 away from Blink. And there's the mech that you talked about on Arteezy. The thing I notice about these lineups, with the new patch at least, is you kind of have to have a mix of physical and magic damage. You can't really you can focus on one, I guess, but there's a lot of items now that you can counter both magic and physical. Solar Crest being one for the physical, obviously, which I don't know if we're going to see this game, but I think one of the stronger items for sure that's been implemented. And looking for their... they didn't get mid, did they? But they're doing a kind of a split push.
They might get it now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is a big problem for IG. They kind of need to buy time. The Witch Doctor is more or less a non-factor right now. Faith is not having the best game ever here, and the Chaos Knight still needs to find a couple of levels before he can really become a threat. Same, I guess, goes for the Puck. Do we have 4 points in both
Dire's middle
of Puck's nukes yet? I'm not sure. Okay, we do. He is level 10, so he's actually fine after all. But it is very tricky for IG. They're going to go for a Midas on Burning, which is, by the way, a very... Considering the laning, this is a very late Midas. They did tri-lane him safe lane and just allow him all the farm in the world, but he did go for the treads build up first, and this...
Oh man, Secret, they see it pretty much right away. I think he'll get it off, but Chuan is going to find the telekinesis and soon to be dead. Another kill goes away of Secret, even Hand of God popped. That was from mid lane, I suppose. S4 is going to live. Burning did get out and used his Midas, which is important, obviously, but what do you think then? I mean, it's a very late Midas, but considering the push that's coming out from Secret, I mean, you can use it on Chen creeps, I suppose, but not the most consistent thing. Very long cooldown.
I don't like the Midas in this case because I feel like Chaos Knight has to tank up to be able to fight. Like, I think the standard Treads into Armlet build would probably be the better choice, so Secret, if they want to kill the Phantasm Illusions, have to start committing a lot more to them, and Burning gets more of a presence in the fight. As it stands right now, they probably...
Oh, Puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Take a Reality Rift, Chaos Bolt, right clicks. Even gonna use the ult for this, which is a really long cooldown. They're gonna find the kill.
And they still trade.
The creeps, on the other hand, are probably stronger than Chen himself, and like you said, they end up trading the kill. You don't see that very often.
Puppy's gonna be very happy with that exchange.
Although I think, who died first in that?
Puppy did, I think.
Okay.
But still, even then. No, wait, Faith died first.
This is even better, yeah. Well, Burning's gonna show off his illusions from Phantasm here. He got lucky again, by the way. It's 1 or 2, right? Level 1?
Is under attack.
Okay. So far 100% RNG, but still not working out to his favor overall.
Arteezy going to be going down the road Vanguard, I imagine, into the Crimson Guard. Could be pretty beneficial against all those illusions coming out from CK, so a good solid grab there.
And they're looking to build a pipe on the Darkseer as well.
Dyer's
This
bottom
looks
tower
like
is
a
under
game
attack.
plan for Secret where
Dyer's
they try to
structures are
siege high ground at like minute 20 or 25.
Yeah.
They have their
Dyer's
Aegis
bottom
and the
tower
pipe.
has been
Nice
denied.
tank
Nice
by Ferrari.
deny.
What's Puppy getting? Is this an axe build-up where you get the Ogre Club first? Or because it's like, it could be an open-ended build where he doesn't know just yet if he wants to get something like a Halberd, or if he just had the right gold amount at the time, didn't want to save for the
Well, how good is Halberd in this case? I mean, for the UV, yeah, it's pretty good, but like the disarm is only good against the main CK. Well, actually, any of them, I guess.
Yeah, he can pick one, but it's...
That's 1 out of however many, right? So
It seems kind of underwhelming. Is there any new item we're not thinking about in the Ogre Club?
yeah, the Silver Edge, of course, the
Oh, yeah.
Chen Silver Edge. It's new meta.
Dyer's
Apply break
structures are
to...
fortified.
Oh, Ferrari Invis looking for a Dream Coil, perhaps. Might just have to give up this tower, though. And it looks like that's going to be the case. So another tower going the way of
Dyer's
Secret. They're just going
bottom
to transition
tower
their
has
way
fallen.
to the mid lane. Puppy did run into Ferrari. Don't think he noticed, though. Unless there's like a magical sentry placement here. I think Ferrari will live yet again.
He really wants to go on this. He has the 2 least tanky heroes.
Oh, they put it down! Waiting for the follow the Dream Coil as well. Here comes the edge. Nothing they can do about it. Corrosion for the first call of this engagement. Puppy nice shield, giving some Black Swan, giving the first sniper IG. So it's a 1-for-1 to start off this fight. Luo with the dive, trying to get it out of dodge. Puts a little damage down, but Burning's gonna take the front. But look at the damage with the Iron Chill applied to Arteezy. They take out 3. Luo, no dive left. Don't think they're gonna find this unless it comes out of nowhere. Ferrari silent, stunned, and brought down again. That is 4 for 2, and all they lost was 2 supports from Secret. Holy jeez.
And that was with Ferrari getting opened on and still getting all of his spells off. I think IG take that fight if they have Phantasm, but without that ready, they have no chance right now. They're simply way too far behind, and Phantasm is the only ability that allows them to really threaten the Bristleback at all. And same for the Storm Spirit. They actually can't kill those 2 heroes right now. So big trouble here for IG.
Dyer's middle
Given the
tower
circumstances,
is under
getting a
attack.
2 for 4 is maybe not the worst ever, but the problem is there's like nothing... There just doesn't seem to be anything down the line that's just going to be, this is our comeback moment, because they went for the Midas, so it's... Even if they farm for the next like 10, 20 minutes, I don't think that's enough.
Well, Secret now is finishing up a bunch of their programs. So Pipe on Sai, Arteezy is going to get the Crimson Guard as you brought up the bottle, and Medallion on Chen Silver and Solar Crest with casual Ogre Club to boot is what my guess would be. Roshan going down very quickly. Don't know if IG wants to resist this. And Storm picking up one of the best Aegis carries in the game. He's going to go right in. By the Witch Doctor kill. Luo has dive, but he gets stunned right off the bat in the middle of the dive. And 19 to 5. Secret continues to roll on. Everything going in their favor.
It feels like almost ever since that 4-man takedown in the top lane, they knew they had an advantage and they didn't want to let up. They're not looking to split apart, risk any sort of relocate pickoffs. They are ready to move as a 5-man and just continue to take advantage from there. And just on the note of not being able to do a lot outside of Phantasm, IG have a lineup where there's a lot of builds around these ultimates from all of their heroes, and when they're not in fighting shape, they can't
Dyer's
do
bottom
anything.
tower is under attack.
This is a very, very solid performance from Secret from start to what looks like could be finished in a few minutes.
Well,
IG
IG has
have
every
to try
spell.
to fight with Phantasm now. I think the pipe is still
Going to go in. He doesn't get the proc on the 3rd illusion this time. Arteezy taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have the Aegis. Has the mech, however. Pops the Crimson Guard. Chuan at half HP. Ferrari gets destroyed by S4. Phoenix Egg stuns too, but not a lot of follow-up to speak of. Finally, they pick up Zai. But didn't even place his ultimate, actually. S4 gets 3 seconds left by Catapult. The Aegis will fall, but he will be back very shortly. Tier 3 tower. Quite close to going down. S4 is just going to finish it off.
Dire's
And
bottom tower has fallen.
question is, do they want to continue?
They lost.
Oh, the 3 seconds on an S4 and underestimated the damage. Uppy keeping him alive with the heal. Will zip out just fine. Chuan taking a telekinesis in the face. Puppy and Kuroki perhaps going to fall back now. Maledict and the 4-second stun should ensure the kill. Wait this time, so they successfully defend, or do they? S4 coming in for support, takes out Faith, zips right on back out. The handball is stolen and used on burning himself. It's Secret might get a Rax after all said and done. Looking so strong in this early stage.
I really like how they did that, by the way. They sent back Arteezy, maybe a little preemptively, but they kept IG there and baited almost for him to make the long trip back, and then they knew they could finish things out.
This is one lane. Looking to be the tier 2 mid as the next target. Zai already pushing in the lane. Maybe they're going to play it a little bit safe here. Probably aware that Puck has all the spells available.
He had Dream Coil from the beginning too. He didn't even use it actually. They all had their ultimates. And even Witch Doctor. Well, Witch Doctor got blown up, but
did he use it and it's just off cooldown? It's fairly short cooldown, but
it's possible.
That fight extended forever. Oh, Ferrari, that's really farming.
Oh my. Now Kuroki taking that kill for himself.
To that very uncharacteristic play from Ferrari to go for a greedy play like that. If he wants to farm the wave in that way, he can also blink silence and then orb out.
Well, CK's rounding out his BKB, just the recipe away, another 700 or so to go, but they're going to lose the tier 2 while farming this, in all likelihood. Bloodstone picked up by Storm on top of the Orca that he already had. S4 looking extremely good. Rubik picks up a point booster. I believe that's going to be the Aghanim Scepter. What is it, a 5-second cooldown on Spell Steal? 2 seconds.
I think, right? Yeah, that got buffed. It used to be 5. So you're excused.
I'm excused, thank you so much. Well, there's some pretty good spells to steal too. I think Witch Doctor ult Aghanim Scepter version, that's pretty dirty. Although I don't know if we've even seen ult yet, have we? Death Ward? I haven't noticed it.
There's been one Death Ward in base.
Okay.
That's the only one we saw.
Tower is under attack.
Well, Arteezy and the company, perhaps looking for another push. They're gonna smoke up though.
I keep basically need a miracle fight here to make this happen.
A miracle?
They're gonna need to kill Arteezy probably before he gets sent back. They're looking really good.
4-second stun, Burning pops his ult. They're gonna try to do as much damage to Arteezy, but he's not dropping at all. They're gonna focus on the end. That's gonna be 2 deaths right at the beginning of this fight. Burning already getting slowed. And all likely brought down a double chaos wolf taken out. Ferrari down, the 4th dead for IG. Arteezy still lives, and GG is called. Secret, dominating fashion, take game 1.
And what can you do?
Like we predicted, it's going to be close games. I said IG had a great round. It got destroyed, but I thought IG's draft was good, and I still think they could have definitely dealt with that game, but they really got screwed